Hello everyone, Chris Lashavo with RE/MAX Heritage Professionals. We are here at the end of November. Actually, we're in early December. I was out of town taking care of my mother who had a minor procedure done. She's 86, so there's not really any minor procedures for someone who's 86, but regardless, I was up taking care of her, so this is a little delayed with the Thanksgiving holidays. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving and are looking forward to a great holiday season. But because we are into a new month, that means that our stats for October 2025 are available. So let's get into this market update. This is for Polk County, Florida. We had 1,112 closed sales in Polk County for October 2025. That's compared to 1,061 a year ago, an increase of 4.8%. So good news, a slight increase in real estate activity. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, 23.8% of all sales were cash sales. That's compared to 19.9% a year ago. That's an increase of 19.6%. The median sales price is $308,990. That's compared to $316,999 a year ago. That's a decrease of 2.5%. And the average sales price is $322,748. That's compared to $337,146. That's a decrease of 4.3%. So both in average and median sales price, we saw prices drop, which is good news for home buyers, not great news for home sellers. Median percent of original list price, sellers are receiving 95.7% of original list price. That's compared to 96.7% a year ago, a decrease of 1%. Median time to contract, it's taking 49 days for a home to be listed and go under contract, compared to 45 days a year ago, an increase of 8.9%. Median time to sale, so this is to get to closing, is taking 90 days. That's compared to 90 days a year ago, so no change. New pending sales, 1,150 new pending sales compared to 1,048 a year ago. That's an increase of 9.7%. New listings, 1,614 new listings compared to 1,558 a year ago. That's an increase of 3.6%. Pending inventory, 1,490 compared to 1,507 a year ago. That's a decrease of 1.1%. Active inventory, 6,120 homes are active in Polk County compared to 6,109 a year ago. That's an increase of 0.2%, so really not much of a change there. And then month supply of inventory, we're at 5.2 month supply of inventory compared to 4.9 month supply of inventory a year ago. That's an increase of 6.1%. Does still mean we're technically in a seller's market, but really it's more of a balanced market at this point, and it's been swinging towards a buyer's market for several months now. Tune in and we'll talk a little bit about what this all means for you moving forward, whether you're a buyer or a seller. So as I alluded to in the when we were going over the numbers, we did see prices drop in October 2025 over a year ago, October 2024. If you look at the average and the median, anywhere between 2.5% to 6%. And it's not a huge drop, but if you are a home seller, that is significant. And it's something you have to keep in mind when you're pricing your home. If you do need to sell your home, you cannot base it on what the home was worth a year ago. You have to base it on what the home is worth now. And unfortunately for you, it's worth less now than it was a year ago. So if you were waiting for the market to shift, it didn't really shift in your favor as a home seller. Again, it's not a significant drop, but depending on how long you've been in your home, that could have a significant impact on what you can get for your home and how much you'll walk away with. If you only bought the home a couple years ago, you know, my advice to you is probably to go ahead and stay in your home and not sell if you can help it. If, however, you have a job transfer or something's changed in your life that's necessitating a move and then therefore selling your home, just be aware that you're probably not going to walk away with very much, if anything, and hopefully we can just break even. If you're a home buyer, now is really a good time to look at purchasing a home. Both resales and new construction, you can get deals right now. Again, prices have dropped. Interest rates are 6.25%, between 6.25% and 6.5%. So they're not horrible. Yeah, they're probably not as low as you want, but the lower those interest rates go, the higher prices are going to go because more buyers are going to come into the market, which means that your month supply of inventory is going to go down and it's going to be a stronger seller's market. So, you know, right now, timing wise, might be actually your best time to potentially purchase. Again, builders are offering all kinds of incentives. They're offering interest rate buy downs into the 3s and 4s and 5s, depending on the builder. Some are just 2-year, 3-year buy downs. Some are permanent buy downs. If you can find one that's a permanent buy down, that's really a good deal. They're also usually paying your closing costs. So, and some of them are including all the appliances. It just varies on builder. If you are interested in new construction, please reach out. I can help you navigate what the options are and what incentives the builders are offering. If you're looking to sell, more important than ever is pricing it right, making sure that the home is move-in ready, take care of minor repairs. A fresh paint job inside wouldn't hurt, a declutter, stage. All of those things can help you maximize what you will get for your home. I don't recommend investing a lot in upgrades. So now's not the time, if you're about to sell, to redo your kitchen unless it's really, really outdated, because you may not update it to something that the new buyer would potentially want. I sold a home in Bartow, very nice home. Actually had 2 homes on the property, and the kitchen was a little outdated because it had green Corian countertops. It was a farmhouse, so it sort of fit, but my sellers asked me if I thought they should change out the countertops, and I said no, I don't think it's worth it. There's no guarantee you'll pick something the next buyer would want, and you're going to be out that money, and it may not gain you what you think it will in terms of offers. That home sold in about a month and a half. It's well above the median price in Polk County, so that's actually a very quick turnaround, a quick sale for a home at that price point. If you are thinking of selling, I encourage you to meet with a realtor, hopefully me, to talk about what you need to do to get your home ready, to talk to you about what they think your home can actually get in today's market, so you can decide if it's right for you. One thing about me is I'm not going to come in here into your home and try to force you to sell. I'm not going to try to force you to list with me. Obviously, I want you to list with me. That's why I'm there. But if it's not in your best interest to sell at this time, I will tell you that. I have several buyers, several sellers, right now that are waiting. They're waiting. We're watching the market in their particular neighborhood, trying to identify when's a good time for them to list the home to get what they need to get out of the home. If you can afford to wait, that's the strategy. If you need to sell, then your strategy has to be to price it right so that it moves quickly. Obviously, there are limits to that. If you've been in the home for 2 years, you know, there's only so much equity you probably have, and so you don't want to sell. You don't want a short sale if you don't have to. You don't want, certainly don't want a foreclosure. We are seeing an increase of foreclosures in our area, so that's some added competition if you're a resale and even for new construction. But we're not. It's not 2008. It's not 2007. That's not the market we're in. There's a lot of pent-up demand that is going to flood the market when the economy stabilizes and or interest rates go down. And so that's kind of what we're watching. We did see market activity pick up this October over last October. Not a lot, but it did pick up, which is good. Last year was actually the slowest year on record for real estate in terms of number of closings, when you correct for the increase of population. So it has been a slow real estate market for the last year or so. Many expect 2026 to recover and pick back up. You will also see a lot of agents that no longer are real estate agents. It's been a tough market, so if you know of an agent that's still out there producing, congratulate them, because it probably means they're doing a pretty good job. It is a tough market, and this is a market where only the strong survive. So I hope this information is helpful to you. As always, if I can help you or someone you know buy or sell a home in Central Florida, please reach out to me. I'd love to help. Remember, you can't mess with Chris. Have a great day, everybody.